Update 3 on Super Typhoon Nock-ten, Philippine named Nina. It now has winds of 155 miles per hour and a pressure of 898 millibars, moving west at 9 miles per hour as of 2 a.m. UTC Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, by the way, but it's not going to be so, unfortunately, for parts of the Philippines, particularly the southern part of Luzon, and we'll be monitoring the situation very closely. The storm is expected to make landfall or pass very close to the island of Catanduanes in the Philippines, possibly as a Category 4 storm, and then through southern Luzon, and possibly affect Manila still as a typhoon before moving out into the South China Sea and gradually weakening as it veers off towards the southwest, and will probably just about get close to Vietnam by the time it dissipates completely. But right now, the situation is potentially dire for parts of the Philippines. Take a look at the warning map. You can see this on the Force 13 website. Search Force 13 online. And it shows Signal 4 warnings in effect for Catanduanes right now, and Signal 3 warnings in effect for parts of the Bicol region, and Signal 2 warnings extending up the coast a little bit there as far as Aurora, and Signal 1 warnings for most of the rest of Luzon. Sea surface temperatures are sufficiently warm and will remain warm for a while. On the western side of the Philippines, you can see the temperatures there 28 degrees briefly, which will probably give the storm a little bit of a second wind before it gradually tapers off as it continues towards the west. Wind shear, though, is not going to be its friend once it passes the Philippine Islands. At least it doesn't look like that at the moment. Right now, wind shear is very low and will be so for around the next 24 or 36 hours. That's what the storm looks like on the water vapor imagery. You can see dry air, fairly dry air, relatively speaking, towards the northwest, which the storm may have some trouble with in the near future. So how's it been looking on satellite imagery? How has it managed to get to sub 900 millibars? Well, there it is. It's got a very deep eye, of course. The wind speed is not quite with it, but it certainly is a very strong storm indeed. And as you can see, the latest frames show it moving just south of west in those last few frames, which is probably not going to be a good sign, because if the storm tracks further north, it will likely weaken more quickly. Going further south, as what it appears to be the case here, probably means that it will take longer to weaken unless it tracks over the most land possible. There's the latest image of it as day breaks in the Philippines, and yeah, you can see its influence. It's got quite a bit of outflow towards the north and northeast, and you can follow this on the Force 13 tracker, which will keep you updated at all times, whether we are doing videos or not. Usually we are, of course, and it just goes to show that anything can happen at this time of year in this part of the world, and it will probably be the strongest storm to make landfall in the Philippines over the festive period ever, and indeed is probably the strongest storm, the most intense storm ever seen on Christmas Day. 2016 has 87 tropical storms to its name, 44 Category 1 typhoons or their equivalent around the world, and 25 Category 3 storms or higher. That is the 41st busiest in our records, extending back to over 60 years, I believe. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, and of course you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Search Force 13 all in text for all three. And you can also add Fool 13 on Skype for tropical weather chat at any time. That's FOOL13. Of course, on this Christmas Day, it would be nice to bring to you more positive news, but we are obviously very serious and dedicated with this storm, and we will bring you more updates in due course. That's all for now.